This is a video for Jars of Clay song, There Is a River. I have a capo on the 5th fret. I'm still in the original key this way. It's just a different shapes for the chords. Like your F chord is now what might be considered a C shape, so it's so I'll explain more of that and why I used an added fourth instead of a, and I can do that too. Either way, they both pretty much work. Depends on the band you're playing with, and or if you're by yourself, or what your situation is too. When you play it, that will also affect your chord choices and other factors. But anyway, there's the verse anyway. So your verses are basically that. This song's pretty straightforward and simple compared to other Jars songs where things kind of get a little, there's just little nuances you have to watch for in their playing in the songs. So this is kind of more of a straightforward country, beat it out and play it song. So it's but what I did, we just covered this at church this Sunday, so I got to play another opportunity to play a jar song at church, so that's great. So anyway, here we go. What I do for my first chord, the F, is, and I like to do a hammer on the 4th string 2nd fret. So it's just kind of sounds more like the recording, or feels like, it gives that. It almost kind of makes it feel like, oh boy, it's gonna be a country song right away. And then the next chord, my C, quote unquote G shape. So I kind of hammer onto that 5th string. And you could just do you don't have to get all the strings in there if you don't want. You could probably, if you have a band, especially if you have a band helping you out like I did today, we had plenty of sound coming out of us, so that was good. So there's your, there is a river that washes you clean. There is a tree that marks the places you've been. Blood that was spilled, no, not your own, for all of your tears. So, it goes into the verse. Hang on a sec. Okay, just printed out my chart in front of me. So I have it to go by. Let's look at it. Here is your verse 1. There's really no intro except for Dan singing a few words before the guitar starts. So there you go, and also the first chorus there, so that's nice. You pause the video, look at that if you need to, or roll back to it as you need to, and see what we're doing. We have F, C, an optional major 7th F chord, A minor, D, E minor, and finally a G involved. So our F is this. Our C is this. Let me play it slow. There's your notes you should get if you're doing your fingers the way my fingers are. Won't bother with it. Just look at it and eventually play it, and once you get those notes, your fingers are where they should be. So, and then if you want the major 7th, instead of it's that A minor, minor. Capo on the 5th fret becomes an A minor. And then a G is a D shape. And I reach up with my pinky between the 5th and 6th strings to mute them so I can go. And even that simple strumming pattern that actually when I'm singing and trying to play that at the same time is difficult for me. If you're used to it, if you're an intermediate person watching this, you might laugh, but that's where I'm at with my guitar playing. So if you're a beginner, you need to practice. You're going to need to practice, especially if you need to sing and play like I did this Sunday. There were some stumbles with my strumming that happened during the performance, which I feel bad about, but you know, at least we got the song out for the most part, and I think I sang good enough and people could hear what I was singing, so the words were there. So that's good. And you also, instead of this, because there's an F chord, you can use that shape and just slide it up 2 frets and get, or even what's considered an added 4th version of that G chord when you slide it up 2 frets. Again, you know, if you're doing your F shape and you've learned how to do that, you just slide everybody up 2 frets. That's all we're doing. And check your notes and make sure they're right. So anyway, so I went through most of what the verse was. Let's see, so there is a river. How's the chorus go? The chorus would be like this. There is a river that washes you clean. There is a tree that marks the places you've been. But that must go, not you. All of those tears. Oh, you know what yeah, okay. Those tears. That was me going from the first chorus into the beginning of the second verse, so you can hear how they go from one into the other. The only new chord we had was a D, which I actually fudge by doing a 7th version of a D chord. So what I do is I have both the 2nd and 4th strings covered, and my ring finger reaches up to mute only the 6th string. I leave the 5th string open because that bass note is the root of my chord. So there's that chord taken apart, and that's although not your blood that was spilled, although not your own, A minor to that D. And I could play that 7th, and it was okay for what we were doing. It was okay. It didn't mess with anything much. If you want to play a straight major D, it's like that, and it's either reaching up with your pinky to mute things or putting your fingers in a different position, and you still get the same notes. So your pinky can reach up that much easier, or training yourself not to hit that 6th string so you don't go, which it does harmonize in the chord, but your root will be incorrect if that matters to you. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. So, but that's how it sounds with that in there. Instead of muting it, it makes it sound like. I just find it easier to do that 7th and reach with my ring finger, or I could even do it this way, so all my fingers are all going up instead of 2 going down and then 1 going back around and up. So give up the right to control the waves of a deep natural life. Above wild skies are the rays that break the shadows verse 2 into the second chorus. Probably I ended that with an added fourth chord. I'd probably rather do that with a straight major, just because I think it would sound better. That's just my personal opinion. It's your choice. One chord I did forget to explain in verse 1 was the E minor. When you're capoing, for those of you who know some chords, when you're capoing and you know a bar chord too, and you've learned a bar chord, you have some options. This is an E minor with the capo on the is a B minor, So there it is, taken apart, you know, and of course, you know, those of you who do it this way, you're still getting the same exact notes. It's just your ring finger and pinky are doing, have switched what strings they're occupying. There, so, and you have options. You can do, you could even do a, if it works with the band or if it works with you, that's fine. That chord sounds a little more sadder, broken or something. Don't play it, whatever you do, don't play your 6th string. You can kind of touch it with your pointer here as you play that chord to mute it. See, it's either way you're reaching into it and touching it. So give it up. Let's see how that happens. Give it up. Let it go. These are things. So that's how it kind of flows. That's how it sounds within those chords. And doing the straight major. Give it up. Let it go. These are things you were never meant to shoulder. Tuning issues. There's even a sort of more open version of it, quote unquote power chord. So you can do, for the E minor, you can go, which is what I did at church since I'm a lazy butt. You can reach up with your middle finger to mute your 6th string if you desire, or discipline yourself not to play it. Either way. So you can go from your E minor to your A minor. There. Let me show you what that looks like chart-wise. Here's verse 2. Go ahead, pause the video if you want to take a good long look at it. See how those chords clunk themselves together. There's your second chorus. And then there is your what I call a bridge. I guess it's a bridge. I know the world can turn in different ways. So there's that. So we have that. We have another chorus. I won't go over the chorus because it's the same as, well, it's, for the most part, it's the same as the first. I gave it 8 counts on that last G chord on Love Will Atone on the second chorus. You could do 4 or 6, maybe. I want to say on the record it felt like 6. It just, what I looked at said 8, and I was like, I guess. But anyway, I was trying to follow directions. And then the bridge, how does that work? Let's see. It's kind of like Give It Up, Let It Go. Those chords, F, E minor, A minor. So it's like this. It's like, I know the world can turn different ways. Most of the time we're simply hanging on under the signs of how we all behave. We might find the place where we belong. there's your, from the bridge to the guitar solo. Actually, you know, I felt better actually. Let me show you that real quick. There's your quote-unquote guitar solo. The chords, now it's the rhythm. I was playing the rhythm chords that would be behind the lead, and I'll show you what I have for the lead here in a second. And then we have the chorus, last chorus going out there to finish it out. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to see those things. And with the guitar solo, since it's a guitar solo, there's not a lot of words. I wrote the counts in your F major 7 getting 8 counts, E minor 7 getting 4, and A minor getting 4, and that repeating 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then F major 7 4 counts to F regular F 4 counts, and then G chord getting 6, and then going into, I mean, it hangs. Well, the G chord technically gets 8 counts. It's just it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. There is a, and then you're into your F chord, because Dan sings about halfway through that last measure. What I'm talking about is halfway through that last measure, that 1, 2, and the 3, 4 should have like a there is a ... and then what that is that connecting to that. So yeah. So for the guitar solo, start on the 12th on the first string. There's your notes and your let me slow that down. So I guess it would technically be, now this guitar is just really hard to do that with, so it's just really hard for me to do that. But it would be the 15th on the 1st and 2nd, and the 16th on the 3rd string. So something close to that. For that very last part, that's the F major to F to G. And then we go into another chorus. And as you'll notice on the recording, they do it again. For all these things, love will atone. For all those nights you cried all alone. For all those tears, love will atone. To wrap it up, the solo kind of happens again. I bet Steve keeps playing that again, which is fine. Sounds good. Good recording. Now, one thing I did for the guitar solo that I meant to do differently was play a major 7th instead of the straight major on the F. In terms of what I'm talking about is here. It's a major 7th, minor 7th, A minor. So what I actually did at church was, so it was, so that finger's not, instead of going, and you could play the regular major if you don't like the 7th, that's fine. It's just that 7th complements the solo better with the notes that are being played in the solo, so I went ahead and played the major 7th. And then my quote-unquote E minor, fudged E minor that I have since I'm Capo 5. Back to my A minor. So, and if you want, go ahead and do your and that might actually sound good during the solo for the best choice of a quote-unquote E minor chord to do there. if you want, you know, but play the version of it that works best for you and your group that you're playing with. So yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it for There Is a River. I think I did already post a performance video that you can, once you've mastered the chords, you can play along with, and then finally play along with the record to get it down, and then finally play along with your group or self to play it out for yourself or other people. So there you go. Anyway, there's another great way to play There's a River. Good song. Good reminder that there is a place to go, that there is, you know, we can be washed in the blood of the Lamb, that, you know, there is, God says, come to the table. I don't care, get yourself here. You know, I died on a cross. I did everything that had to be done. I defeated sin and death itself to get the job done. Get yourself to the table. So, and get your soul fed. So yeah, good song to help remind people of that. All right, guys, have a good day. It's a nice Sunday. God bless.